last week we talked about the rope swing that I've done in Moab, and this week it's something that happened on the same day or the days after the rope swing. It's this one right here. Drive along the White Rim Road. Welcome back to another episode of Tick Off Tuesday. This is a show where I talk about my memories that I have created by ticking off the items on my bucket list. My name is Joel and I make those videos so I hopefully can inspire some of you to also create a bucket list and finally take action on those things that you always wanted to do. And also for the 80-year-old me, so I can look back on those videos when I'm old and bring back all those memories. So this off-road tour is actually very meaningful to me because it already started in 2012. Let me explain. So in 2012, I did this huge America tour for 3 months all by myself. I traveled through the US. I went to this national park called Canyonlands. It's also where this off-road tour is. And I took this photo. Actually, I took this photo of me doing a handstand. And this is this national park, Canyonlands. And there's this other photo of me doing a headstand. And on both photos, if you look closely, you can see a road here. And I have this picture hanging in my apartment since over 10 years. And every time I looked at this road, and I was like, that would be so epic to drive along this road. But then obviously when I wrote my bucket list with 100 things that I want to do before I die, obviously I put that on this list. Or actually first I had to look it up what this road actually is and if it would be possible to drive along this road. And I found that it's called the White Rim Trail. So it's this 100-mile or 160-kilometer long off-road trail that goes through this national park. And in order to be allowed to drive on there, you also need to get a permit, and they are very limited, which is a good thing because they only allow a certain amount of people every day to drive on this road. I think it's not even 40 or maybe 50 vehicles per day or even people per day, so it's very limited. I then also found out that it's actually because they have a very limited amount of campsites on that route, and in order to complete that 160-kilometer loop you actually need to stay there, or they recommend to camp one of the nights on that route somewhere. I mean, not somewhere, because you need those permits for those specific campsites. And you have to book them like over 2 or even 3 months in advance, because most of the time they are sold out. And I think when we went there, it was kind of a spontaneous trip to the US. And I think when I looked it up, there were no spots available anymore. And I was already worried that I missed the opportunity. But then every day I kept going back to this website to check if someone canceled. And at some point someone canceled it. And I found 2 available slots that we booked right away. I think the permits are $30, maybe $40 per night. So like you pay for the campsite, which is not bad at all. So then of course the next mission was to find a good vehicle, because you need an off-roader in order to even be allowed to go on this route, because some parts they're not tricky, but it's definitely better to have an off-roader. I mean, also you're in the middle of nowhere, and how I said, there are not many people at all. And when we went there, we only passed like a few people, like that's it. But that's also the beauty of this whole thing, because it's this beautiful canyon and you're there by yourself, like pretty much by yourself. So yeah, going back to the vehicle, we found an off-roader on Turo. It's like Airbnb for cars. I think they only have it in the US, but it's this very cool platform, and we found this very dope looking cheap Rubicon, and with this car we definitely had no issues. And also we put an air mattress in the back of the car, so we were able to sleep in the car as well. And yeah, after the rope swing that I talked about last week, we actually started this tour, and we drove down to the canyon. We got to this river and we followed this road. It was just keep going, this very long road. Then sometimes we made a little stop, we just looked at the view. Yeah, maybe freedom is what describes it the best. Like we had the windows rolled down. I think we even have removed the roof of the car, because this is what you can do with those cheap Rubicons or cheap Wranglers. Because also the friend I went with, this guy Pontus, he's also such a good guy, and we had those nice conversations, and we were just both enjoying that so much. And how I said, it's 160 kilometers, so it really takes you 2 days of driving. And after the first day of driving, we arrived at the campsite, which was right next to the river, where we also relaxed. We cooked some food and we just lived life. I mean, for me, that's the definition of a good adventure. You are in the middle of nowhere, beautiful nature, with a friend. You literally have nothing that you have to do. You have everything with you, so you can cook when you're hungry, you can sleep when you're tired. Time just doesn't matter in those situations. You just live life, and that's so beautiful. And during that 2-day off-roading tour, that was definitely the case. So yeah, think about what's really meaningful to you. Who would you have to do it with, or what would it take? What should happen during that time for you to have a very meaningful time? And if you need more support or accountability from a community, then we just started our Take Action challenge. And if you need more support or accountability by a community, we are just about to start the April challenge, which is this 30-day accountability challenge that we do as a community, where everyone picks a goal and then you have 30 days to accomplish that. And it's amazing because it's a very supportive community that helps each other and forces and pushes each other that those things actually become reality. I put more infos down below in the description. And then I'll see you next week. Bye bye.